I give my life for you, you give your life for me. And nobody gets left behind.
I always want to tell this story, and I don't want it to get old because I feel like I'm going to keep telling this story. It just happened recently, but I met a white man in England, and he stopped me at a convention, and he said, I come from a very racist family, very, very racist. And he said, I watched all of season 1, and I didn't realize you were black until the end. And he didn't mean he didn't see my color, because we have to see each other's differences, right, and love because of them. But he meant I saw myself in you completely. And he said, and the journey that I went on really changed me, and now I feel like I can teach my kids, and I can finally break the cycle of racism in my family. And when I started crying, of course, what? He was like, oh, I didn't mean to make you cry. I was like, are you kidding me? You know, that's the most amazing thing.
There's this, a fan, his name is Laz, and we were in Las Vegas at the Star Trek convention there. And, you know, I wear the white uniform, and he showed up. You know, he's a Latino gay man, and he showed up in the white uniform, and it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to him. So that's one of my favorite ones.
So there was one guy, the very first guy that ever recognized me. I've only had like 3 that are like, are you? They're like, I'm a big Star Trek fan. And we were filming, and I was walking back from the gym, and he was like, hey, are you Ethan? And he was so sweet, and it was my very first who recognized me as Spock, so probably that.
I feel like it's still to come. Not gonna lie. But you know, there's always, when you work on something like Star Trek that goes back so many decades, that has such a vast fandom, there's an added pressure to not let anyone down. And of course, I'm playing a character that's semi-iconic and already created in the 60s by someone else, which I have to honor, and I had a blast doing so. I don't want to disappoint the fans. Like, the fans are like always in the back of my head. I'm like, gotta get this right, you know?
Okay, so you know that the character I'm playing, Captain Christopher Pike, was originally played by Jeffrey Hunter, who died way too young. And his son, Chris Hunter, came to Comic-Con just to meet me and tell me that his father would have approved. And that meant, I mean, I'm almost getting choked up talking about it. That meant so, so, so much. And Chris, if you're watching, thank you. I wish you were here. We made sure to introduce him during our panel at Comic-Con, and that, like, without a doubt, there's no second place. That was the most incredible moment.
There were things that happened. We've got to go to the convention in Las Vegas, and there were things that people said about how much Star Trek had changed their lives. And there was one person in particular who literally said that it saved his friend's life, that his friend was having some suicidal thoughts. And he took his friend and he sat him down and he watched. He was like, let's take you through some of these episodes that talk about really deep personal things, and it just helped ground him and literally saved his life. To be witness and part of something that does that for people is overwhelming.
I think it's the tattoos. You know, when someone comes up with a tattoo and it's like, this is your character, I'm like, that's for the rest of your life. Okay, that's a huge compliment, that you're taking up that much real estate on somebody's skin because of something you did. I love it. I love it.
It gives you more incentive when you're at work, right? You gotta
Yeah, well, yeah. Now I have to put that person behind the lens of the camera when I'm playing in the show. Like, it's all for you, baby. You know what I'm saying?
You like being back in the saddle?
It's an invigorating ride.